This is the ICE 3 wearable air conditioner from Ranvoo, and for the past week, I've been putting it to the test to figure out if it's worth your hard-earned money. I've used it on walks, I've used it while cutting the grass. I even did an experiment where I used this instead of my car's air conditioning in 90-degree weather. Now, in my opinion, this can be a game changer for some very specific use cases, which we'll cover here in this video. For starters, let's take a look at everything that you get. Now, the unboxing experience is definitely top-notch. It feels like you're getting a premium product just based on the box and the overall packaging. In addition to the fan itself, you get this drawstring bag along with a stand which you can use to store the fan. So whenever you're not using it, you can have it on display or just have it available for easy access. And then we have the star of the show. Again, this is the ICE 3 wearable air conditioner, and essentially it's a neck fan that not only blows air, but also changes temperature thanks to cooling plates on the inside of the fan. Now, I have used these types of neck fans in the past, specifically the coolify lineup from Torras, which I've done videos about here on the channel. But when it comes to the ICE 3, they've basically taken the idea of a neck fan and they completely ran with it. So on the back of the fan is where you have your power button, and then on the left side of the fan is where you have your mode button. Also on the left side of the fan, you have a touchscreen display that gives you a ton of information. So not only can you use it to adjust the temperature and fan speed, you can also use it to keep track of different health metrics. So if you look on the inside of the fan, you can see towards the back, it actually has a smart sensor, and this allows it to keep track of your heart rate and your blood oxygen level. On top of that, it's able to track your steps, your distance, as well as the number of calories that you've burned. So you can see this is a lot more than just a neck fan. It's really a complete lifestyle device. The fan also has Bluetooth along with speakers and microphones, which means you can listen to music and take phone calls directly through the fan. Now, as someone that has reviewed a ton of audio products, the audio quality that you get from the fan isn't really the greatest, but if you're just out for a walk and you want some background music, I mean, it sounds fine. Now, since the fan does have Bluetooth, this means you can also control it through the company's app. And this is actually the best and easiest way to control it, because as much as I love the touchscreen display, it's not really that practical because when you're wearing the fan, you can't actually see the display. So inside the app, you can adjust the temperature of the cooling plates as well as adjust the fan speed. It also shows you the battery percentage as well as the ambient temperature around you. You can also turn the fan completely off, which is very convenient. There's also a ton of different modes that you can use, including auto intelligent mode. And this pretty much uses the smart sensor of the fan to determine what temperature it thinks you need in order to be comfortable. There's even a battery saving mode that allows the fan to automatically cut on and off to preserve battery life. Now, speaking of battery life, you can get up to 12 hours of use if you're using the fan mode only. So that means the fan is just blowing air and not actually using the cooling plates. As far as the actual cooling mode, the battery life drops down closer to 6 hours. However, if you're using the cooling mode along with the highest level fan speed, my personal experience has been closer to 3 hours. Now, it does support pass-through charging, which means that you can charge the fan and use it at the same time to extend your battery life. And just in case you're wondering, it will work with a portable power bank. What I'm sure most of you want to know is how effective the fan is at actually helping you stay cool. And the answer to that is very effective. As soon as you activate the cooling mode, the plates on the inside drop in temperature and you get this cooling sensation against your neck. Now, in my opinion, when you talk about outdoor use, the sweet spot is around 90 degrees and lower. When you start talking about 90 to 100 degree weather, a device like this can only do so much. And aside from actually going into an air-conditioned environment, there's not a whole lot that can really cool you down when the temperatures are that high. So maybe if you're someone that works outdoors in very extreme summertime temperatures, I don't think that's the best use case for this device. So with that being said, who exactly is this device for? I think this is for someone that spends most of their time indoors that also wants more control over their personal temperature. So maybe you spend a lot of time in places where you don't control the thermostat. For a lot of us, that would be at work. And if you work in an office or a warehouse or something of the sort, and the temperature happens to be higher than what you prefer, I think the ICE 3 would definitely be worth it in that type of situation. I can also see it being totally worth it for women that are going through menopause. As a man, obviously I can't relate, but I've heard stories of women dealing with hot flashes, even some of my own relatives. And in that type of situation, again, I can totally see the ICE 3 being worthwhile. On the other hand, if you're someone that is always cold, especially during the wintertime, this actually has a heating mode as well. And it pretty much works the same way, but instead of cold, it gets hot. And if you turn this thing up as high as it can go, this thing gets ridiculously warm. So that's another use case where I can see the ICE 3 being worth it. So long story short, does it work? Absolutely. It's definitely better than a regular neck fan that you might pick up for 20 bucks on Amazon. So that's my overall assessment of the Ranvoo ICE 3 wearable air conditioner. I will have the link down in the description. If you want to grab one, feel free to check it out. And aside from that, as always, I appreciate you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.